Okay, Korean movies really never disappoint us. We will launch high-quality works of various themes every year. The lack of a review system is one of the reasons. High quality is definitely not just about big scale. The key is that the script should be excellent enough. The nose we're going to look at today. It's a very typical low-budget masterpiece. The story starts with a pair of poor sisters. Let's start talking about unfortunately. Their family of four was involved in a car accident on the spot. My younger sister has hearing impairment. People who depend on each other for survival. I bought a second-hand apartment with my parents' compensation money. I originally planned to make this place for a long time. I just moved in not long ago. My sister is so frustrated by the nose upstairs. But she didn't go upstairs to argue with them. But I want to fight back as soon as possible. But my sister, who has hearing impairment, can't hear any noise at all. We usually communicate by reading lips. She accused her sister of stirring up neighborhood disputes. My sister is of course very angry about this. I could only swallow my anger and temporarily give up. My sister, who is limping back to her room, felt upset again. I feel like I'm the older sister. Li Ying takes care of her younger sister like a mother. There might really be noise in this house. I just can't hear it myself. But this is a newly bought house. It's not that we can change it just like that. So Ju Ying applied to the company for overtime and staying to earn more money. It would be great to move to a house with a better environment. He just worked hard for less than a week. But I suddenly received a call from the police. They said my sister has gone missing. Ju Ying rushed home as soon as possible to confirm it. But I found a note stuck on the door. It also says, "Please be quiet. My sister-in-law can't make it anymore." Ju Ying looked puzzled. Isn't my sister the one who was bothered by Jia? Why is he bothering others again now? What's even more strange is the ceiling of the room is also covered with soundproof cotton. It must be my sister who did it. He's a victim of nose. Why do you want to harm others? I really can't figure out. I tried calling my sister. The result is obviously impossible to achieve. He also started to believe that his sister was really the person who reported the case. My sister's boyfriend, Xiao Shuai, every time I talked to Jushi before, he always asks himself, "Can you hear any strange sounds?" Xiao Shuai said he was very angry. I even started not answering the phone. First, Zishu, I thought he was just being stubborn. I couldn't get in touch with the charity organization later, so I had no choice but to call the police. The only two cameras in the apartment. We didn't capture any footage of Jushi leaving. The police then contacted Ju Ying to confirm it. But now we know that Ju Ying also can't get in touch with her sister. Immediately became nervous again. Ju Ying is quite calm. Also, though, tell him not to worry. I know my own sister best, who never takes a loss. Plus, is probably still angry. Always hear noise in the room. She probably went out to have a quiet time for a few days. In the apartment. I accidentally found that my sister didn't bring her phone with her. It's always in my bag and gets drained until it turns off. But when I look back, there is actually a pool of dirt on the floor. I'm so confused right now. There was a loud noise behind me. It's like someone is knocking on the wall. It seems that the nose my sister mentioned might really exist. But he didn't have a chance to find out the source of the nose yet. I suddenly remembered the doorbell again. It's a man who came. He claimed to be a resident of 500 for downstairs. That's the person who left a note on the door. This time, of course, I'll pass. I still hope they can be quiet. Ju Ying expressed her speechlessness. There's absolutely nobody at their house. Where is the nose coming from? But the man simply wouldn't listen to his explanation. I said something disobedient. I'll tear your mouth apart and then leave. And Ju Ying, who was so angry. At the end of the corridor, I saw a creepy figure. I was so scared that I wanted to refute him, but I didn't dare to speak up. I reported it to the security guard. I hope they can pay more attention to that man in 500. Ensure your personal safety. By the way, I also asked about my sister's situation. Thinks my sister should have moved out. Because he always complained about the nose before. But they searched the whole apartment. I still haven't found the source of the nose. So I feel maybe there's something wrong with room 600 for where they live. Oh, these actually came out after 12:30. The girl suddenly interrupted their conversation. The three of them went to the basement of the apartment because the girl has been able to smell a strange odor. I suspect it's coming from the basement. The security guard didn't argue about it either. Just opened the door and let her see for herself. It started some 10 years ago. Are throwing rubbish here. Gradually, it has become this situation now. And the cleanup fee requires a whopping. The property management company naturally refuses to pay. The owner also complained to the neighborhood committee. Is actually asking the owners to share the cleaning fee. The property manager can only lock it up. The girl was quite speechless after hearing that. I feel that the owners here are also rude. I plan to return the rental and get the materials to the business meeting, who just happened to arrive, who are uncivilized otherwise. Who would want to turn their own community into woman. Don't tell anyone about this. If it affects the demolition in the near future, let him take the consequences for his actions. You don't need to keep it up. Because of this little interlude, in the end, Imru didn't ask what happened before 604. But in order to find my sister, so I just applied for annual leave directly to the company. When I went back to the apartment with my luggage posted downstairs on the door of the room. Ju-Yuan feels that guy must have some mental problems. So I didn't pay much attention to it. After returning to the room, moreover, I found an unexpected surprise. I prepared a birthday gift for myself, a hearing aid that comes with Bluetooth functionality. While feeling relieved, I also accidentally unlocked my sister's phone password. She first tried to make a call. The last phone number I called my sister. No one is answering the call. He found dozens of recordings in his phone again, just getting ready to listen. But suddenly, there was a loud noise coming from the roof. It's a hearing aid. Ju-ying heard the noise mentioned by her sister again. I feel like I misunderstood my sister earlier. I immediately listened carefully to the recording on my phone. Ow. Listen to the eerie noise my sister recorded. Ju-yin feels that her sister's disappearance What's even more terrifying is, I still heard my sister's shout in my ear. I've gone there. Ju-yin, who was scared, quickly took a shower. I just washed and put on my hearing aid. The doorbell rang again. He's about to ask who the other person is. My sister's shout was surprisingly heard outside the door. Lift it. Su-ying was so excited that she was about to go and realized that my sister forget the room password. So I tried looking at the cat's eye first, but I wasn't unexpectedly caught by it. The creepy big eyes scared me so much. Don't. Do I need to? The noise from cellar made Ju-ying suffer a lot. He suddenly woke up from the bed the next second. It turns out that everything that just happened was just his boyfriend, Xiao Shuai. He wants to find a way to attend with Ju-ying. The two of them haven't even had a chance to chat started for a few sentences yet. The number that I couldn't get through last night that called me back. It turns out that the other person is actually a staff member of the neighborhood office. I also asked if anyone had died in the room. Well, Rebecca Holly's wife, Donna, has been in the news recently. Is it so hard to kick Ben that he's so stupid? If several sirs get it, they should sit several sirs seats. What happened to him? Even if I try my best, the main doctor is so awesome again. I just can't marry my wife. Oh, and he almost killed someone. You don't have to tell me you're so awesome. Next time, I won't hit anyone when I collect money from your house. My brother. Don't take me to the club. That's fine now. My sister hasn't been found yet. I also found that someone has died in this house. It's really scary to think about. Hurriedly asked about the location of the hanging. It was in the living room. This also means that the place where he ate before is just below the body. Thinking of this, Ju-ying instantly felt a wave of nausea. I still went back to room 600 for together with Xiao Shuai. The guy from 500 has actually posted another note again. The insults are even more vulgar. Two people didn't take the matter seriously. Xiao Shuai was so busy that he didn't finish printing the flyers. She also expressed myself later. Tenants' information. At this time, the family of 500 came to visit us again, and when the other party saw from it's obviously much more restrained. But I still speak in a calm tone. I said some tough words. After the man left, Xiao Shuai reminded Ju-ying, I'll be alone at home in the future. Please don't open the door for 500 because it seemed to be in his hands. I saw a knife. In fact, it's true. Just Ju-ying, who is eager to find his sister. I don't care about my personal safety. As soon as Xiao Shuai left, he went out at night during that time. Missing person I met a strange little staring intently at the window of the basement. It's as if there's something scary inside. The key is that he doesn't answer anything at all. I feel like a deaf-mute person. Ju-ying, who was full of doubts, but I was really scared to go forward to check it out. At this moment, another woman appeared behind him what he is doing. It turns out that this woman is Sister Na, who lives in 800 is in Jiangchuan. After the fact, then advised that it would be best not to make things worse. After all, the owners pay great attention to the reputation there are too many negative things. It will affect the apartment demolition in the near future. I have already joined the resident committee. I've heard about this from the director. He shook his head very helplessly. I accidentally found it on the swing not far away. I saw a little girl. She thought it was Sister Na's daughter, so I didn't pay much attention to it. I never passed by that place when the incident happened. Watching Sister Na gradually leave, Ju-ying doesn't know what to do. Do we really have to worry about the reputation? Aren't you going to leave your sister washing up after getting home? Suddenly, I heard my sister's voice. I just lay down and want to listen carefully. The sound of a lock being opened at the door again, who has been missing for many days, her who is all messed up, hurriedly went over and I was concernedly asking her. My sister was very ungrateful and said, "When did you start caring so much about me?" Then I just went back to my own business. Ju-ying chased in with a look of speechlessness. Then my sister suddenly disappeared again. Let's wait for the results to come out. I actually saw my sister, who had already hanged herself, quickly went forward to report the body. I was so nervous that I didn't know where to start. I was woken up again by the annoying beep of his hearing. It turns out that the scene just now was just a dream again. Wanted to get a glass of water to calm down. And then I suddenly realized my sister's phone is currently doing voice recognition. Realized that he didn't bring his hearing aid. Someone is talking in the room right now. So who is the other person exactly? He instinctively looked around. In the end, I found a weird person on the shadow of a ghost. When he was so scared that he didn't know what to do. The man in room 504 is knocking on the door again outside. I finally can't stand the noise anymore. I want to teach that person a lesson. Facing attacks from both sides, Ju-ying made up his mind. I directly grabbed a fruit knife and rushed to the balcony. We got nothing at all. He ran to the door to check the situation again. The man in room 500 has also left. The man just heard a familiar nose. I went to the 7th floor to check it out. We still haven't found the source of the nose. But I saw a vague ghost in the corridor. Then the man was so scared that he acted like a madman. Full speed all the way. He jumped out of the 7th floor window. The next day, the residents who found the body immediately called the police. Also heard the nose and came down to check it out. Room 500 was lying on the floor. Is very discovered, I still forced myself to pay attention. It means a man who has passed away. I've been threatening myself. He might just be another victim. The key to counterattack. Ju-ying also suspects he kidnapped his own sister because he was in his own sewer last night. I heard my sister's voice. Of course. The police didn't believe what he said. Because they have already gone to Wooling City for an inspection. There's absolutely nobody else. At this moment, the director of the homeowners committee on the side noticed that Ju-ying was warn him not to make a big deal out of it. If we can't be relocated, all the residents won't forgive him. Also, why have there been so many things happening recently? You crazy guy. Hamburger buns are coming out and we're working hard. In order to find out what really happened here, so I found Sister Na from 804. She cautiously followed him into the house. Just when that sister was sorting out things, she saw a picture of a lid. Upon taking a look, I found that Sister Na indeed has a daughter on the swing that night. I'm going to hit you. Really not. I don't have any. And I can't either. Then Sister Na answered Ju-ying's doubts. It turns out that 704 is the former director of the night committee about Sister Na's daughter making noise. They even threatened to refuse to renew their lease. But the mother and daughter have already been very careful. 704 still thinks they are too nosy. Knocking on the floorboards at home frantically to fight back. I just disturbed the young couple in room 604. The man in room 604 was so angry the director of 704. 704 desperately knocking on the wall for help. But the residents just thought it was ordinary noise. So in the end, 704 died in despair. And the man from room 604 has since disappeared even more without a trace. Is that there's nobody. The woman in room 604 is still very nosy. He strangely committed suicide by hanging himself. Hearing this story. He is curious about who is living in 700 for now. Why is it so nosy every night? Top-level uselessness. Although everything is very strange. But the man in 500 has died. I suddenly feel like I can finally get a good night's sleep. Just as I got to my doorstep, I found a piece of white paper stuck on the door again. And his name is also written below. He feels that this time, it must be the director of the homeowners committee who is behind this. I'm warning him not to ruin the reputation at the apartment. He didn't bother too much about a missing person notice on my own. Unfortunately, the director is mobilizing people at this moment. It was also thrown all over the place. I finally realized the indifference of people here. Since you're so heartless, don't blame me for being ran onto the stage. If my sister can't find them one day, the result is predictable. The chairman of the homeowners committee in the process that he looks like he's about to get pulled down. Unfortunately, Xiao Shuai just happened to come at this moment. After seeing the hearing aid in the director's hand, the process went quite smoothly. For some reason, the director seemed very shocked about the hearing aid. Also ended without a conclusion. Xiao Shuai is mainly here to give money this information. It turns out that the man in room 600 is really a woman who was killed was from 700 the apartment after committing the crime. The situation is quite similar to surveillance footage only captured him entering this also the means that the murderer of 600 is still hiding in the apartment. Are those strange noses? Is it all his doing? So where is he hiding now? Ju-ying immediately thought of that basement. So we broke in together with Xiao Shuai. The two people endured the stench and taught in the garbage heap. I didn't expect this place to be so unexpectedly great. There was also a fork had no choice but to act separately. It didn't take long for the result to come out. I found some household utensils. It's as if someone lives here. And as the light of the flashlight moves, he really found the murderer in room 604. But it was a dismembered body. At this moment, Ju Ying still doesn't know about on the other side. He just wanted to ask Xiao Shuai to help him standing not far away, staring at oneself in a creepy way. I want to run away as soon as I turn around. He directly rushed over and I only saw his eyes turn white. I really want to strangle that person. Fortunately, he grabbed a stone at random. After hitting the handsome young man, he originally wanted to crawl out through the handsome guy, who could be possessed soon, and grabbed his foot again. Fortunately, at the critical moment, Yi Wei showed up and dragged him out. And the scene changed. Ju Ying also woke up in his house. Although the director of the Leave Committee was very annoying before, I knew Ju Ying has a hearing impairment. My attitude has changed. It turns out his son is the same way too. It's just the previous Ju Ying. The little boy met outside the basement window. The director also said that he has already reported the case to the police. Searching in the basement. Ju Ying expressed his gratitude. Immediately after hearing that, he also casually mentioned I've also seen 804's daughter. Are there only 2 children in the building? Unexpectedly, the business director was the daughter of 804 and killed by a delivery truck several years ago. The vulture was like I've realized something terrible, but I still went downstairs in the heavy rain at this moment. We have already found 2 bodies in the basement. The person is the murderer from room 604. The other sentence is about my sister's boyfriend, Ju Ying broke down very upon seeing the situation. I still didn't forget to tell the police he said there is a tightly locked anus I suspect in the basement. My sister is inside, but the police expressed impatiently. I've already received it just now. There's absolutely no anus in there at all. Ju Ying had no choice but to that basement alone until the police successfully opened that anus. I didn't expect that as soon as I came in. I found my sister's camera on the ground. Then I saw from inside that my sister had once been to room 804. There were a lot of showpieces in the room at that time that makes no sense. Sister Na is talking to herself in the corner of the room. But my sister was soon found out. And unsurprisingly, I was knocked down by Sister Na. It turns out that in the building are all caused by Sister Na. But at this moment, I don't have time to think about why. I just want to find my kidnapped sister as soon as possible. Those who work hard will eventually get what they want. I found my sister who was in a terrible state. I found out what happened when I wasn't at home. Can't stand that annoying nose. Just looking around the building to find the source. I finally found a Paris World Store. So that's what happened in the camera. Ju Ying wanted to leave this place as soon as possible. Sister Na from room 800 immediately blocked his anus upon seeing the situation. Prepare to deal with the big boss. Sister Na, he broke on my own. All the truth has been revealed. It turns out that the former director of 704 complained that Sister Na's daughter not to renew the Sister Na had no choice but to let her daughter go downstairs to play. He is so heartbroken that he feels like he's going to die. The former director, who couldn't stand it, I was beaten by the man in 600 although I wasn't dead at that time. I still tried to break the wall and ask for help. He ruthlessly got rid of the former director, and they even framed up the man in room 604. Not only did it lead to him being trapped and my wife is also among my husband's under the double blow of Mo's. I was so desperate that I chose to insist about my sister Ju Shi and the guy from downstairs victimized by Sister Na as well. Ju Ying knows everything. We should take good care of our younger sister. Na said something he can't understand. Come in the Oriental way. Be a man. Damn it. At this moment, I felt like I saw something terrifying. Sister Na slowly turned her head, and then realizing I saw the former director who came to say a word and threw himself at Sister Na. Took the opportunity to escape from the secret room by chance. During that time, Sister Na tried to doesn't know whether it's out of fear or hatred. I ruthlessly locked them inside. Then he found his younger sister. The 2 people also successfully escaped from the basement, who is on the verge of death. The former director at desperately asking for help. Obviously, no one is going to save him either. At this moment, the community has completely regained its tranquility. I don't know how long there's another girl in room 604. He said he is a new tenant of 704. I came here especially to have a chat with Ju Ying. We should get along well with each other. Why are you being so sneaky? Ju Ying looked at his younger sister in the room with great indulgence. But they don't know in the eyes of the new girl. There's absolutely nobody in the room. Although he is very confused. But in the end, I still took out the gifts. It seems that Ju Ying has also become as crazy as Sister has actually been killed by Sister Na a long time ago in his heart. Okay, that's all for today's story. We'll see you next time.